Okay, let's see if I am actually live. Okay, microphone is working. Let's see. Oh, okay, there I see it. Okay, good. All right. Almost had a panic. Roughly half an hour or so before the stream was scheduled to start, the streaming rig decided that it didn't want to cooperate. So rebooted it. Hopefully everything's fine. We'll see how this goes. Anyway, having said that, hello everybody. I hope you are all doing reasonably well. And I am looking for my usual little greeting, but I don't see it. Where are you, you little sucker? There you are. Now, let's see if we can get that to work. No, it's not going to work. Of course it's not going to work. Because I want it to work. There it is. That's it. There we go. Let's see if that works.
Willkommen, bienvenue, welcome, come on in.
There we go. All right, so enough of that nonsense. Okay. All right. So anyway, you guys have been hearing me going on about a white build for quite some time. It's been a matter of getting everything that I wanted to get to make this as white as possible, which took a little more cash than I was anticipating, but thank you again, Tony. You always support this channel, and I do appreciate it. So anyway, let me give you the rundown. I know it's in the description. If you need to know what it is, look in the description below the video and you'll find it. And oh, come on, you little sucker. There you go. All right, so anyway, we're going to start with the board here, which is a m-ATX board. This board is mostly white. The graphics card is actually white as well. This is a ARC A750. I've not used an Intel ARC yet. I will make a video later. It's not going to be, there's not going to be a lot of gaming benchmark going on here on live stream. The serious gaming benchmarks take a long time. They take hours. You have to get all the games loaded up. You have to, run through a couple of things. It takes a while. And that's unrealistic to do during a live stream. It just is. So I seem to be popping into the red a little bit here. I'm going to move this down just a little bit. There we go. Hopefully that doesn't pop in the red anymore. But anyway, we're going to be pairing the A750 with a 12400, which should be more than sufficient to drive this without any problem. We're going to be using a 700-watt power supply, just in case, for whatever reason, if somebody who purchases this system, and it will be for sale, wants to change to another graphics card or a more powerful graphics card, 700 watts should take care of most things except for maybe 480 and 4090. So, yeah, David, that's exactly what I expect. I expect it to be around the performance of a 3060. So that'll be interesting to do. And then, of course, our case is a Montech case, which is all white here. And I will get this back up here. Come on, you little sucker. There we go. So the Montech case is a nice white all over the place. So this should be fairly interesting to deal with. So that's the story, and I'm sticking to it. All right, so let me put the case down on the floor. There we go. All right, I'm going to take the graphics card, put that on top of the case. We'll get to that later, and we'll get to the actual build first. Or at least the platform, I should say. We'll get to the platform first, because that's what we always want to do first. So let me get the bench cam sitting over here. And let's see here. Let me change over to there. Okay, that's fine. I think I'm a little zoomed in here, so just give me a second, guys. think I'm a little too zoomed in for comfort. Yeah, probably. All right, so we're gonna take this and move this up. I'm gonna change that around. There we go. All right, so let's go over to here. There we go. All right, so here's our ASRock board. Glare from the lights, I apologize. Interesting board. And, you know, the normal stuff, the I/O shield, the SATA cables, the manual, all that kind of crap. But here's the interesting, at least the part that I find interesting, is the board itself. All right, let's get this guy. Come on, you. All right. There is our board. Put that over there for the moment. And I'm going to bring the camera down so you can see it a little bit better. So like I said, it's a mostly white board. It's not all white, but it's mostly white, which is part of the reason why the description of the video says mostly. Anyway, so that's the story there. We're going to put in some TeamGroup RAM. TeamGroup to create 6000 speed CL30. This is also white RAM. So RAM will be white. The board is going to be mostly white. We're going to put in a 1 terabyte Gen 4 TeamGroup MP44L. It's a decent drive. It's not very expensive. That's what we're going to wind up using on the platform, along with, of course, the i5 12400. So that's what we got. Anyway, I'm going to take a real quick look at chat before we get started. And let's see. I'm going to scroll through the chat here. So if you guys got anything you want to draw to my attention, the audio is still peaking a little bit into the red. I may adjust that down. I don't know. You guys let me know if it's too bad or if it sounds like it's clipping or something of that nature. Let's see. New member has just joined. V. Thank you very much for coming in. Alrighty, let's see. I see Chris Garrett is here. John Williams is here. Long Dog is here. Matthew Barnes. Hello, sir. How are you? Let's see. Sure, it is a good idea doing an Intel build in the current climate. Yes, you're joking. Yes, of course you're joking. Yes, because this is a 12th generation chip. Earth humor. Anyway, okay. Let me see who else is here. Ken is here, obviously. Rick Lakes is here. I know that. I saw his name earlier. Tony Wallow was obviously here. Thank you, Tony. Again, B.H. Ringer. David Starbuck. Let's see. Who did I miss? Brian is here. I'm surprised Brian is here. Let's see. I think Greg Guy, did he sneak in first? No, he didn't. According to what I'm seeing here, Ken snuck in first. Greg Guy was second. Okay, Darren Yoham is apparently here. All right. So let's see. Did I miss anybody? I don't think I did. So okay. Let me take myself out of the corner here, and let's get on with this sucker. Just a fair warning, the wireless microphone did not fully charge before the stream, so if by some reason my audio cuts out, please somebody bring it to my attention immediately. I think it'll last at least 2 hours, but there's no guarantee. So let me take myself out of the corner. All right, so I don't know. What do you guys think basically of the board? You tell me. What good, bad, interesting? What do you think? While you're doing that, I will get the processor out of the box. Okay. All right, so processor is right here. There we go. Okay, so there's our processor right there. We will be using the stock cooler. The 12400 doesn't get hot, or I shouldn't say doesn't get hot. I should say it's not overclockable. It's not going to generate a crap load of heat. So we're going to be using the stock cooler. I'll run a couple of stress tests on it, but it should be more than sufficient. The last build I did, which was an 11400, didn't get much past about 82-ish, I think, when I ran the stress test on it. So I don't anticipate there being much of a problem here. So also, let me see if, is that exposure okay for you guys? Does it need to be a little brighter? Because on my monitor, it looks like it needs to be a little brighter. So let me see if I can bring that exposure up just a little bit. Hang on. Okay, there we go. That probably looks better. So let's see here. Let me run through here. All right. Okay, let's see. Yeah, okay. So is that too bright at this point? Because I noticed that some people said it looked okay the way it was. Because if it was okay the way it was, I'll turn it back. Okay, it looks fine. All right, okay, no problem. All right. Okay, so those of you who've been here before know the standard deal. Know how all this works. For those of you who might be new to this, both look good. Okay, all right, that's fine. I'm going to leave it at this setting because it looks correct on my monitor this way. So, all right, let me get my stuff out of the way here. Okay, so again, for those of you who might be new to this stuff, building is not that difficult. I know that, yeah, I say that because I've been doing it for so long, but it's really not that difficult if you take your time. So, well, again, and I will demonstrate this again, for example. First of all, obviously, we've got to get the little arm off here so we can flip this up. And there's our socket. And the processor is only going to fit in one way. And I will show you why. And that is because on the processor here, and I don't know how well you'll be able to see it. Let's see if I can make this. Okay, there's one. You see there's a notch there. There's also a notch up here. And there are corresponding notches on this side as well, but they are spaced differently. These notches are spaced a little differently than these. So it should only go in one way. They're actually, I think, offset a little bit, as a matter of fact. So it should only go in one way. So if we place it down, and also there's the little arrow, which you can line up on the board if we can find the arrow. I don't see it off the top of my head, but I think there's an arrow right here in the socket right here. So if it doesn't fit, it won't sit down, which, what a surprise. Looks like I got it right. I will flip this around just to demonstrate that if you see this, you'll notice where these little nubs are don't match up with the notches that are here. Again, I'll see if I can get that close enough for you to see. I don't know how well this is going to work. And let me see if I can change the focus a little bit too while I'm at it. Let's see. Okay. It's a little tough to tell, but the notches don't line up and this does not sit down the way it's supposed to. So that's obviously not the way to do it. So we'll flip it around. And everybody should line up. There we go. Everybody lines up without any problem. So most of this stuff, again, for those of you who've been doing this before, a lot of you here have done this stuff before, so I don't need to tell you about it. But in the case of other people who have not done this before, most everything when you build a PC is keyed so that you can't make mistakes. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm saying it's very difficult to make mistakes. So yeah, not impossible, but it's very difficult. You kind of almost have to go out of your way to make a mistake. So there's our shield. Our processor is in place. All right, next thing I'm going to do here is, I think I'll do the RAM next. So let me see if I can move this a little bit this way. There we go. All right, so, all right, we'll get our knife. That's not a knife. And we'll open this up. All right. There's our TeamGroup T-Create white memory. Completely white. What you talking about, Willis? So let's get this package opened. Let's see how they have this arranged here. Okay. All right, so let's get the sticker out of here. We don't need that. All right, so we're going to bend the plastic, not bend the RAM. Get the RAM out. So first one in here. Let's see. Is this the way it goes in? Let's see. These, okay, let's get those open. Okay, in this case, this board here has the little latches come out on both sides. Not every board is like that. Some boards have latches that only come out on one side, and the other one is stationary. So let's see. Did I get it right on the first shot? No, of course not. And let me see here. Yeah, you're not going to be able to see that. I was hoping I'd be able to show you that where the notch is, but you're not going to really be able to see it. Okay, so anyway, this notch that's in the RAM has to line up with a little dimple that's in here. And that's not the right way, so I'll turn it around. And there we go, that one's in. Take our next one, and again, we bend the plastic, not the RAM. Stick this guy in. That's what she said. So that's in. So memory's in, processor's in. We're going to do the drive next. Now, generally speaking, the fastest M.2 slot is the one that's closest to the processor. So we're going to use this guy right here. So let me get the drive open. Let's see here. Get in there. Oops. Nope. Don't cut yourself, Jim. It's not a good idea. All right, so let's get this guy open. Yep, there's another sticker there. Or another piece of tape, I should say. Okay. So, there's our TeamGroup. MP44. 1 terabyte. So, let's get this out of the packaging. Oops. Don't make it fly all over the place, Jim. It'd be a bad mistake. All right, now, somewhere in this packaging for the motherboard, yes, here we are. There's our M.2 screws. They give you 2 of them because it does have 2 slots. Or do they give you 3? No, they give you 3 because you have 2 M.2 slots. You also have a slot for adding Wi-Fi to this if you wanted to do that. So they give you 3 of these screws. Why they decide to package them individually, I don't know, but they do. All right, so we got to line up the notch here with the little nub that's in here. And, oops, hold on to the board, Jim. There we go. Push it in. Let me see if I can get a little bit Closer, 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 closer. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna see here. Give me a second, guys. Hang on. I'm just looking through the chat here. Jesus, Long Dog, you and the novels, man. Holy crap. Let's see. Some other people might have joined in. Let's see. Yeah, 4 slot. Yeah, there's not 4 slots on this particular. There are micro ATX boards that will have 4 slots. This is not one of them. Upside down. Oh God. Okay. Well, you think it's upside down. I'm doing it from perspective of me because I'm sitting this way so that I can actually see what I'm doing, as opposed to trying to do it upside down. So I've got the camera kind of moved a bit. So, but anyway, yeah, I get what you're saying, because the ASRock here is upside down for me too. So what you're looking at is exactly what I'm looking at. So, okay, let's see what else is going on here. Let's see, the Bronc 9. Has the board already got the latest BIOS? You're getting ahead of me, man. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. My guess is it probably doesn't, but we're not there yet. Man, guys, some of you in a hurry. All right, I see Chris Garrett is there. Okay, let's see. Was there anything else? Yes, two slots is all that's really needed. Yeah, seriously, it is. It's all you need. It's not really a very good idea to run 4 slots, whether it's Intel or whether it's AMD, because the memory controller, you have to remember, the memory controller is on the chip. It's not on the board, it's on the chip. And if you stress the memory controller in the CPU along all the other things you're doing probably to it, you're going to have problems running everything at the rated speed. Jay's 2 cents had this problem, and he was running an Intel system, and every time he tried to run 4 sticks of RAM, he could not get it to run at the XMP speed. It wouldn't go. It just would not go. It would constantly either crash, hang, or whatever. So be careful what you wish for. All right, so let's got our M.2 screw. I've got my magnetized screwdriver here. Stuck that sucker right there. Oops. Of course it would slip off. What else is new? All right, so there we go. So, all right, just like that, storage is in. So, pretty easy peasy. Tie a ribbon around it. Yeah, okay. Are we there yet? Greg, if you gotta go, you gotta go, man. You know what I'm saying? But no, we're not quite there yet. All right, let's move that up just a tad. Okay. All right, again, we're going to use the stock cooler. This is not an overclockable processor, so it's literally not going to really matter. And there's your processor here. Let me see, where do they have the, okay, cable's routed around here. All right. All right, okay. Here we go. All right, so I don't think it matters which way this goes. I don't think. I could be wrong. Let me see. No, it doesn't seem to matter. Okay. All right, so no, it doesn't seem to matter. All right. So at this point, and the fan spins with the logo, so that doesn't matter. So we're going to make it so that this cable is as close to the CPU fan header as possible. Now, the question I have is, which way are these turned? I think counterclockwise is correct to put it in. I believe. I could be wrong. I could have just screwed this whole thing up. I don't know for sure. Nope, that looks like it's right. Let's see. Counterclockwise. I think that's right. Hang on. That doesn't feel like it's sitting in there. No. All right, let's try it clockwise. Maybe I've got it wrong. Let me double check and make sure. Ah, there we go. Yep, that's it. So so you do have to turn them clockwise. Okay, so make sure they're completely clockwise. Okay. There we go. That feels like, yep. Yeah, that's in. That's not going anywhere. Okay. So let's see where I think the CPU fan header is over here somewhere. Yes, it's right over here. Let me see if I can tilt this up a little bit. Fan header is right there. It's this guy here. So we're going to just plug that in. And it's keyed, so you can only really, well, say it's keyed, so you can only put it in one way. But I've known one or two people who have had issues with that. Okay, so platforms is essentially there. Not really anything else left to do to this. So what I think I'm going to do, since we're going to be using this power supply in the build, I am going to open the power supply box and use it, since it's going to be part of the build anyway. All right, so push that out of the way for just a moment. And power cord. There we go. All right. This is a non-modular power supply. All the cables are connected, and they're black. So, in keeping with the mostly white theme, the only thing you're not going to see the power supply because that shroud has no window in it. So this is what we're going to wind up using. So I am going to unfurl all this stuff. Now, I imagine that some people will be white spray paint. Yes, white spray paint. Yeah, okay. All right, so there's our power supply. All right, we got to find the CPU, which looks like this is here. So that says CPU, and it's 8 pins. Okay, well, there's only one 8-pin. This could be used on a 13700, 14700, i9, i7. You could use it because those boards are going to have 2 connectors, and you're probably going to need them both. All right, PCIe, we save that later. 24 pin. Okay. All right, so we're going to bring this back in. We're going to do our 24 pin. And remember, our 24 pin has a latch on it. That latch has to match on the connector where there's a little nub or ridge that's up here. So we turn that way. All right, so the 24 pin is in. And same thing with the CPU. The CPU has a little ridge that's over here that this clip here, well, you can see that this clip here has to line up with. So, all right, so that one's on. All right, this is all we really need right now. And You're probably thinking to yourself, well, wait a minute, what about the graphics card? Well, we don't need a graphics card right at this point. We don't. This has a built-in iGPU. I like to build with chips that have internal graphics whenever I can. I don't like to have to put in like a 12400F, which does exist. It's without the GPU. I don't like it to do any of that. I want to be able, if something comes to me that I built that has an issue, for example, I can't get any picture out of this thing. Well, the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to yank out the graphics card. I'm going to stick the HDMI into the onboard graphics and see what happens. If it lights up, then I know where I to start trying to figure out where the heck the problem is. So that's the story. At least that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So I'm going to plug in the HDMI, which is right there. And I'm going to take and let's see, I'm going to enable that. I'm going to put this in the corner here, like so. Okay. Now, power supply, I need a AC plug. That would be helpful. Okay, so AC plug. Make sure the power supply switch is off. It is. Plug in the power there. All right, now, assuming that I did everything correctly, he says, I'm going to turn on the power supply. Nothing's happening. That's actually a good sign. Then I'm going to take my little screwdriver and I'm going to jump the pins that I need to jump, which should be over here. There we go. We got spinning. And assuming I got the right cable plugged in, you should see something happen. There it goes. Okay, good. So let's take this out for the moment so we can see. Now I'm going to put this on one of my other monitors so I can see. Okay, so there we go. Right. We have 12th gen, 12400, processor speed 4 gigabytes, 32 gig memory, TeamGroup. It's sitting at the base DDR5 speed, which is 4800. XMP profile is not enabled. I've said this a couple of times before. I don't enable XMP until I've run enough tests to make me comfortable with that the system is working correctly. So we're not going to go there. Let's see here. I need to plug in a mouse and keyboard into the system, which I will do that here. Plug that in. Come on, get in there. There we go. All right, turn on my little other mousy. There we go. All right, so we've got, looks like version 3.04. Okay. I don't need to double check what the current version is. So give me a second here. I gotta, where are you, you little sucker? Recently closed tabs. Here we go. Wow, this board's really out of date. The current one is 8.01. Wow. Wow. That's really out of date. Holy crap. Okay. Well, then it's a good thing I downloaded the BIOS before I got started. Okay. So what we're going to do now is very simple. I'm going to plug in a USB drive that has the new BIOS on it. going to give it a minute to recognize it. Then we're going to go to Instant Flash. And it says BitLocker, yada yada. This is a new system. We're not doing any of that crap. So this is not pertinent to a new build. Okay, so there it is. It recognizes it. We're just going to hit update. And yes, we want to update it because it's way out of date. It's almost a year out of date. So at this point, we don't do anything else. We leave stuff alone. Don't touch it. Don't do anything. Just let it do what it wants to do and let it go from there. So I will now put myself up on, there we go. There I am, my ugly mug. So basically, we're just going to leave it alone. And while it's doing this, if you guys get any questions, I will certainly take some time to answer it. I'm going to look through chat just briefly and see what's been going on while I've been doing this. Let's see. So the Bronc 9, if you're still here, no, it didn't have the latest BIOS. So there we go. Like I said, you got ahead of me a little bit. Okay. Okay, let me just, I'm looking through the chat here, so just give me a minute. Mick Woods, hello. Said he was a bit late. 1.5 speed to get up. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, see, I probably should have done that, but I didn't bother. And the reason I didn't bother to check underneath was because by the time I had put the cooler on top of there, the thermal paste had already gripped the CPU, so I didn't want to move it. I didn't want to move it, so I rotated it and just made sure that it was correct. So, all right, let's see. Piece of vinyl and white PSU from David Starbuck. Yeah, I know. But we don't have to worry about it because the shroud doesn't have a window on it. Let's see. I'm just looking through the chat. Okay. Let's. Should have gone with the 12700. No. No. Not with these VRMs. 12600 maybe, but not with the heatsink that's on these VRMs. It's the 12600 is possibly pushing the VRMs. The 12700 would definitely push the VRMs to way too hot. It's a micro ATX board. And I know there are some boards that can handle it, but this particular board, I would not. I would put the 12600, 13600, 14600 maybe, but no, I would not put the i7 or i9 on this board. All right, so let's see, what do we got? Successful, press enter to reboot. I wasn't paying attention. Okay. All right, so we reboot. All right, let me take out the thumb drive that has the BIOS thing on it. Get that out. There we go. Okay. All right, now this comes the part where everybody gets nervous because it takes a while. Well, yeah, okay, it takes a while, but guess what? It'll be fine. There you go. And there you go. Now you're at 801. So easy peasy, not a problem. So that's good. All right, everything else is there. Okay, standard, yeah, we'll leave it at standard for now. That's probably fine. Okay, so I guess the next thing we'll do at this point, unless you guys have anything in particular in the BIOS you want to see, Like I said, we're not doing the XMP profile right now. We just want to make sure that, and once we've got the operating system installed, once we've got it in the case, once we've got the graphics card in, and everything is running, run some tests and then do the XMP. So that's not going to happen. You can yell and scream about it all you want, but it's not going to happen. All right, is there anything in particular? I disagree. Sorry. I disagree. Well, I don't like to take chances like that. You're welcome to do it your way. That's not the way I do it. All right, let's see. Is there anything else? All right, I don't see any other questions. Well, yeah, XMP basically isn't needed for the most part anyway, but there are people who, for some reason, are fixated on it. I don't understand why. I mean, I run it on my systems, yes, but again, only after I've made sure that everything else is fine. It can look perfectly fine at non-XMP settings, and then, like you said, it could throw up on itself. So, okay. Yeah, you probably notice it on a benchmark, and that's about it. Yeah, that's a given. Okay, all right. If there's nothing else at this point, I think we'll just go ahead and do our Windows 11 install. And yes, we will be doing 11. We will not be doing 10. So all of you expecting to see 10, you're going to be in for disappointment. We are almost 13 months away from 10 going out of support. And with a new build, there's no real reason not to go with 11. Yes, I know it's a pain in the ass. Yes, I know that it looks weird. Yes, I know that they've been hiding things in different places than what was in 10. Believe me, I've gone through all of those things. It annoys me as well. But here's the reality. The reality is it's a new build. It's not, I'm redoing from old parts that are 5, 6, 7 years old. It's none of that crap. It's a new build. It gets 11. So, all right, let's stick that in there. And I should be able to hit the reset button, I believe, which is, I think that's here. Okay, there we go. Now it should start on the thumb drive because it doesn't have anything else to boot to. There's nothing on the NVMe. There we go. So, all right, basically we're just doing our Windows install. So if you guys have anything else that you want to beat me up about, this would be the time to do it. Okay, don't have a product key. This is the way I do all the installs. Don't have a product key. You can always put it in later. I always put in keys for Windows 11 Pro for no other reason than I just do. Okay, so let's hit next. Accept licensing terms, which obviously nobody reads. Don't lie to me. You have not read all of this. All right, custom install, because we're not doing an upgrade. There's nothing on the drive. There's our blank drive. We hit next. And that's it. So we'll leave it alone. All right, so let me see what's going on in chat here. Fan speeds. Well, I've left it on the default standard for now. I can put it on silent if I want to, but yeah. Windows 7 for the win. Yeah, okay. 24H2 gives Zen 5. Yes, I noticed that. It also uplifts Zen 4s, the 7000 series. Maybe not as much as the Zen 5 parts, but it does do an interesting hardware unboxed. Go search on YouTube for hardware unboxed. They just put up within the last, I want to say 24 hours, they put up between 23H2 and 24H2, and in some instances, the gaming performance is, well, shall we say, interesting. Hardware unboxed. Go look for that, because those guys know their crap more than way more than I ever will. So. Yeah, Steve. Yeah, it should load pretty quickly, all things considered. All right, once it gets to where it wants to reboot, I'm going to yank out the thumb drive. Okay, so let's grab the drive, get ready. Zunk. Okay, so thumb drive is out. Yes, you can, Z. Yes, you can. And technically, that's what I will wind up doing. I'll buy a 10 key instead of an 11 key just because, hey, you save a few bucks. If the board is smart enough, it should load the SSD. Yes, it should. I'm not taking any chances. I'm not taking any chances. Yes, typically it does, but why mess with it if you don't have to? Okay. Let's see. I'm looking. I disagree with don't have a choice but to go to 11 with 12th gen. I disagree. 10 will install in the system. It'll run. Will it run as well as 11? Probably not. But it'll run. Yeah, Chris, it would. But why would you pay more money for an 11 key when a 10 key will work? It'll work either way. Okay, that's interesting. I wasn't expecting that. I was not expecting that. That's interesting. Well, kids, we ran into a problem. This is going to be interesting. Okay, I'm going to take myself off the screen. What's going on? Boot priority is not set. Why is the boot priority not set? That's weird. Wait a minute, I don't see the drive. Why is the drive not listed? What the hell did it install to if the drive's not listed? That's interesting. Okay, that's interesting. Well, that's very interesting. Let me go into, where is it? Is it F6? Yeah, F6 for advanced mode. Okay, so what the heck's going on here? That's very strange. This should be off. Is this on for some reason? No, it's not. Okay. What the hell's going on here? Well, this is interesting. Kids, we may wind up having a short stream. This is interesting. Why did it do that? It found the drive. Otherwise, it wouldn't have installed. So why? Okay, that's there, that's there. Secure boot. Okay, why is secure boot grayed out? Why is secure boot grayed out? That's weird. Okay, hang on. Hang on. All right, here's what we're going to do. Let's go to main. That's very interesting. Okay, let's see what is the, it's not F5, is it F9? Yeah, let me load those defaults. And then let's reboot it. That's very strange. That should not have happened. That's the first time I've seen that happen. Yeah, that's weird. It's not showing the it's not showing the drive. That's very strange. Okay, I'm going to power this off for a moment. I'm going to pull the CMOS battery out just for the hell of it. I'm just going to completely make sure that this is correct. That's interesting. It installed to the drive, but it didn't boot from it. And that is very, very interesting. Get myself back up on the screen. Yeah, that is weird. I've never seen that before. All right. Unless I've got a bad drive, which I can't imagine. No, it wouldn't have worked at all. It was a bad drive. That's weird. I do not get that. I do not get that at all. All right, let me just... All right, CMOS battery's been out long enough. All right, turn that back on. Short the pins again. I've never seen that happen before. Yes, live and unscripted. You're absolutely correct. Live and unscripted. All right, so CMOS battery was out. It's powered on. It's going to take a while to figure out what the hell's going on. So... Yes, I know. All right, yes, I know. All right, let's go to F2. Let's look at setup. Okay, there it goes. Now it sees the drive. All right, anybody want to place their bets as to if I reboot this thing, it now will come up? Place your bets, kids, place your bets. So apparently there was something corrupted in the CMOS, possibly. So I'm going to give it the old 3-finger salute. And let's see if it goes. There we go. Okay. So there was something weird in the CMOS. Cleared out the CMOS battery. Okay, we're good. Okay. All right. But that was weird. I didn't notice it at first that it wasn't seeing the drive. So, okay. All right, we're good. Okay, so we're going to go through the setup here. I'm going to take myself again off the screen. because I want to make sure that we have the full screen there. There we go. Let me get the right mouse. United States, yes. US, yes. Yep. Now it says not connected. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to try our little trick, which should still work. Shift F10. And we're going to go in here to, oops, there we go. OOBE / I pass NRO. Hit enter. I want to prove that this still works. Now I don't have the 24H2. I could probably get it, but I'm not. Until it's released to public, I don't see any point in trying to deal with it. All right, so everybody's fat, dumb, and happy. Well, I'm fat. I'm happy. Okay, again, United States. Oh, well, by the way, also, I will remind everybody, make sure that you are not connected to any Wi-Fi and you don't have a network cable plugged into the machine when you build it. Otherwise, that Shift F10 might not actually work. So make sure you're completely disconnected from any kind of internet connection before you bother to do that. US, yes. I'm going to skip. There we go. Don't have internet. Continue with Linux, etc. Name. Oh, we're just going to put our generic user with no password. So there you go. Live and unscripted, ladies and gentlemen. We ran into a problem, fixed the problem. We verified that the Shift F10 OOBE bypass NRO is still working, at least for 23H2. Again, when 24H2 comes around, I will absolutely be checking to make sure that that works. Let's see here. Location. Yeah, location's fine. Accept. All right. So while that's finishing up, let me go again, look through the chat and see if there's anything going on. No, Long Dog, it wasn't in legacy mode. I checked it. If you rewind, I should have DVR enabled. It's not in legacy mode. What bothered me was the fact that legacy mode wasn't enabled, but also I could not get into secure boot. It was grayed out, completely grayed out. Everything to do with secure boot was grayed out, which I thought was a little unusual. And, my throat's getting dry. I'm talking too much. Whew. All right, there we go. So that's when I decided, first I was going to reset the CMOS. That didn't seem to do anything to it. That's when I decided I was going to turn off the power and I was going to take the CMOS battery out and just let it sit for a minute or two and then come back in. And that seemed to fix the problem. Okay, so there we go. We're all squared away. Platform's up. Now, if I plug in the network cable at this point, then you should see that whole screen populate. Network cable's plugged in, lights are on, but is anybody home? There we go. Boom. There you go. Done. Now, ASRock. Yeah, ASRock has this wonderful thing with their boards these days that they have an auto driver installed. We're going to go ahead and let it do that. Accept. Continue. Yes. Okay. There we go. It's starting up. All right, so it shows us the drivers that it wants to load, the INF driver, the onboard VGA, HD audio, and management engine. So we're going to go ahead and let's see, I think select all is already selected. Yeah, they're all checked off. and we're going to do the update. Yes, we know the system will reboot. This will be a perfect example to make sure that our problem is fixed. Since once it finishes loading all of this stuff, then it's going to reboot at least once or twice. So let's see, where's my ugly mug? There's my ugly mug. All right, so we're going to let that go for a little while. And once again, if anybody has any questions, observations, etc., 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 I'm going to look through chat. Yes, I agree. ASRocks are great motherboards. I've been using them since 2019. I will caveat that with one issue I had. Actually, let me get this out of the way. There we go. I will caveat that with one issue I had with the very first ASRock board I bought for AMD Ryzen. And that was an A320 board. The A series are notorious for being crap. I'm sorry, they just are. And I built one on an A320 board with a Ryzen 2200G, if I remember correctly. And the memory was supposed to be on the QVL list, but for like 6 months I kept fighting. Where is these? I get random BSODs, random reboots, this, that, the other bloody thing. It was a nightmare. It was for 6 months, it was a nightmare. And I tried running memtest on it. Memtest couldn't show anything. Nothing. I could not find an actual problem. So on a whim, I changed out the RAM. As soon as I changed out the RAM, which I will remind you, as to the best of my memory, was on the QVL list. As soon as I changed out the RAM, all the problems went away. Everything went away. That system was completely stable. I wound up selling that system actually later on. Completely stable. So, go figure. But besides that one, I've not had a problem with an ASRock board since. I stick to the B series. I've never had an issue. No RAM gives me problems. Nothing. They work. They're fine. So that's my only caveat. I am an AMD fanboy. Basically, that's just me. I've built more AMD systems over, God, what is this? This is 2024. So next year's 2025. I've been building my own for 40 years. And I can probably count on one hand with a couple of fingers removed the number of times I've had trouble. So I've built Intel and I've built AMD, but by far I've built more AMD than I have anything else. And also remember, folks, that there's a delay between when I see it and when you see me respond to it. Yeah, you know, what else is new? It almost never does. Because this stupid thing always wants to be here, number one. Because it's Redmond, it's Microsoft, and they don't care. And I know it's there, I'm just missing it. There we go. Okay, so, well, that's still not right. But where's the, there it is, sync now. Okay. There we go. Done. Taken care of. Is everybody happy now? Of course not. Okay, installation successfully completed. Driver's utilities, please enter BIOS. Setup manual to enable auto driver. Okay. Okay, so that's it. That's done. All right, and let's get this. This screen is annoying me. I'm guarantee it's set for 150% because it always is. There we go. No, I will make it 125. That should make it reasonably easy for you guys to read, and it doesn't annoy me that it's too goddamn large. Okay. All right, so that's it. So the platform is there. All right. So give me a sec here, guys. See if I picked the right program. There we go. All right. So, all right. I'm going to shut this guy down. And we're going to go from there. Let me get over to here real quick. All right. Where's that? There it is. Oh man, trying to see this is. Oh my God. All right, never mind. I'm just going to hit the power button on the pins and it'll shut down. There it goes. All right, it shut down. All right. Okay, so at this point, get some of our trash taken care of here. Let's see here. Down on the floor. We're gonna make the floor messy again. All right, so don't want to lose the I/O shield. That's kind of important. You'll want that if the board goes bad and you need to return it. We'll need the I/O shield for the case. Get that out of the way. Get that out of the way. Now, I thought I told you to shut down. Did you not? Did I hit the wrong button? I might have hit the wrong button. Sucker. Oh, I'll fix you. All right, we're gonna turn the power supply off. That'll fix you. There we go. Okay. All right, so let me change the view on main camera, which should be this button here. There we go. Okay. All right. So that out of the way. Unplug that. Unplug that. CPU power. Oh, come on, 24 pin. You just want to give me a hard time, don't you? Yeah, you want to give me a hard time. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. All right. Pull that out. Okay. So. All right. Power supply. Boy, am I going to have to do cable management on this little sucker. That's going to annoy me, but oh well. All right, before I do that, though, let me go get my zip ties. I want to zip tie up that CPU cable. Let's see if, yeah, that'll work. Let's do this. Okay. Yeah, that should do. I don't think we need to do anything fancier than that. That should be fine. Okay. All right. So, platform is done. Interesting. Bottom of the board, too. Whoopee. Okay, so let's put that aside. Let's get that off in here. Zip ties, that's for cable management, which we're not going to be doing on stream because that stuff's boring as hell and it takes time. All right, so that's the platform. Put that over there. Let's get the case. Ready. That's the video card. We'll get to that in a minute or two. All right, so let's take a look at the case, shall we? And I'm going to need to zoom out a little bit here. Oh, I guess it is zoomed out. Okay, anyway. Whew. So that's our case. Move this up a little bit, maybe. There we go. That's better. There we go. All right. So here's our case. This is a Montech. And particularly, let's see, where did I put the box? This is the Montech Air 100 ARGB. So yes, it lights up. We have a nice tempered glass here. Not too bad, not too shabby. Move that up a little bit more again. There we go. You got a nice little tempered glass. Now you'll notice this over here. This right here is a little handle right here where it pops open. Swings out. And you can just, at this point, once it's up, lift the glass right off. So that's a nice, I like that. It's an interesting feature. Okay, so we've got our PSU shroud, which we will not be seeing the power supply, so there'll be no salt and pepper down here. We have a white ARGB fan here in the front. I'm sorry, in the back. And we have 3 white ARGB in the front. Now, the only thing that I will ding this case on is this, and this annoys me. There are 2 USB 3.2s, which is fine, but there's only 1 USB 2. That bothers me. The cable will support 2. Why the hell didn't they put the second one there? That's about the only thing I'll ding this case on right now, is that. And I've seen this on a lot of cases, that they give you 2 of something and only 1 of the other. That annoys me. So anyway, all right, a couple other things about the case. Number 1, this mesh here is metal and it pops off like that. And on the inside, you probably can't see it. I'll take this. This actually comes out. There's 2 pieces to this. There's the mesh that I just took off, and then there's the normal plastic that pulls off, assuming I can get it to come off without too much trouble. It's always interesting to do. It never wants to cooperate. There it goes. All right, but anyway, let me show you something about this real quick. The reason that filter, that mesh, pops off real easily is because behind the plastic there are magnets here. 1 here, 1 here, 1 down here, and 1 over here. And that's how that's able to basically clip into the bottom and stays. So I thought that was rather interesting. That's a feature that I like. So there you go. All right, let's bring this back up here. All right, and let's see if I've got it the right side up. That's the big question. Okay, yes, got it the right side up. So it's an interesting case. right, let's get the back off because I am going to have to get the power supply in. All right, it comes with its own little ARGB hub, which apparently can power up to 6 fans altogether. Other things that are interesting about this case is that the fans already have, let me see if I can undo this here, hang on. Okay. All of the fans are, man, trying to get this apart. Okay, those are all going to the board. It already has its own daisy chain plug for the fans. So all you have to do is plug in that one connector and all the fans should be powered. And most fan connectors in a motherboard can handle the 4 fans. So that's interesting. Let me see if I can get, let me see if I can switch over to the bench cam here real quick. Take that out of there and let me go to here. Okay. Okay. All right. Again, I'm going to turn this around to face the way I normally work on it. Okay, you've got your hard drive cage here, obviously. You can put one. There we go. Oh, they tied that to there. Okay, all right. That wasn't what I was expecting. They wire tied the hardware bag to this cage. Okay, so there's your 3.5 inch, 2.5 inch hard drive cage right there. Also with the, oh, that's in there tight. There's the thumb screw down here that if you undo the thumb screw, hard drive cage will come out. It kind of slides out, I think. Or maybe not. Oh, there's 2 screws on the bottom holding it. Okay, that's interesting. So there's 2 screws holding it on the bottom. All right, that's a ding. I don't like that. The thumb screw would have been more than sufficient for most use cases. So you got to undo 2 screws on the bottom. That's a second ding. And then the cage will come out and you can position it. It has this position all the way over here as the original position it was in, and has one over here. So you've got 3 places where you can put it, and then that's it. So I guess maybe the 2 screws on the bottom are for transport. I'm not sure. Or am I wrong here altogether? There we go. No, I am wrong. There's only 2 positions. I'm sorry. There's only one here, and which I think was the original position, and then there's the other one, which looks like it goes here. Yes, so it goes here. There we go. So you can move it a little bit to give yourself some room. All right, so we're gonna stick this back over here. And I'm going to secure this back with the 1 thumb screw. I'm not going to put the screws back in the bottom, because I think those are primarily for transport, maybe. But I'm going to put this back where it was. All right, little thumb screw. I guess that's in case if for some reason the thumb screw comes loose, the cage is not bouncing around in here. Okay, fine. I guess, but I don't know. I've seen other cases where they only hold it in by one thumb screw. So go figure. Okay, so what I think I want to do first is I want to get, let's see, HD audio, I think is here. That's one of them. Yeah, I think I want to just go ahead and stick that up over there. This is a USB 2. Let's see, where's the USB 2 line up here? Okay, so the USB 2 I think is going to line up there. And USB 3 is at the front. So that one is going to have to come back up this way. And I think, let me see here. Shields, that. I'm going to take a guess and say that that's going to wind up going there. I may have to change that. But that looks like that's probably where that's going. All right, so while I've got this, all this out of here, and move that up, I'm going to put the power supply in first. All right, let's see what they give us. They give us a bunch of screws, a bunch of zip ties. They give us a speaker. Interesting. I don't know that I would use it, but they give us a speaker. And all of the hardware is chrome, whatever you want to call that color, which will match the case, more or less. It'll certainly match the I/O shield. So, all right. Okay. All right, looking for some power supply screws here, so just bear with me a minute. All right, that looks like one. That looks like two. Oh, there's a 2.5-inch thing here holding my single thumb drive. Or it's not thumb screw, thumb drive. I'll be all right. Okay, where's it? There we go. There's 3. And there's 4. Okay. All right, so I'm going to put the power supply in first. Now, since we have a mesh down here on the bottom, I'm going to put it so that the fan is facing the bottom. Let's see how much trouble I have getting this in here. Yeah, got to get the cables kind of out of the way. There we go. All right, there we go. Okay, good. No problem. Everything is fine. All right. Okay. Find where the holes line up. That's what she said. Okay, I think that's there. Yep, okay, that one's there. As long as I got one started, I'm good. There's that one there. You get out of my way. There we go. And that one goes there. And that one, I think, is there. Yes, okay, so that's there. All right. Okay. 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 All right, so that's there. Now, let's see, we got our 24 pin. Let's see, that's not going to fit through there. They're going to fit through these guys here. So that means a lot of this cabling is in my way. Okay, that's a bit of a ding, but that's okay. These little Velcro things will come out of our way here shortly. And let me see, assuming the board goes in that way, which looks right, yes. The board will go in that way. 24 pin is up here towards the top. So we've got to come in through more wire ties. Ah, man. More freaking wire ties. Okay. Montech, you got the straps. I don't think you need the wire ties. Just in case they might see this video at some point. I doubt it. All right, so I'm going to go through here. Of course, the grommet pops out. See what a surprise that would be. All right, let's get the grommet back in. Sorry about the shake, guys. I keep hitting the camera. Come on, you. All right, let's get that back on there where that belongs. There we go. All right, so let me take this out of here. Sorry. Sorry, guys, hang on. All right, let's take that out of there. That should give me a little bit more room to deal with this here. And let's see if I can get this through here without it grabbing the grommet this time. There we go, got it. All right, so that should fit there. And let's see here. CPU power, we're gonna need that. Come on, there we go. All right, CPU, there we go. There's CPU. Okay. All right, CPU, again, assuming the board goes in that way. CPU power looks like it wants to go through here. Same place as the those fan leads. So I'm going to put that in there just because I'm going to need it. All right. So with that, the rest of this I'm going to save till later. The rest of this is just a hot mess. So, all right. So let's rotate this around. And let's see. Yep, I guess right. Okay. All right, so I'm going to just real quick, without having the shield on, I'm just going to real quick kind of test fit this. Make sure that it looks like it's right. Get that out of the way. And let's see. Okay, yeah, all right, I got plenty of room here. Oh, forgot to mention, there's a dust filter under here that you can put on the top. I'm not sure why you would want to do that, because air is naturally going to want to vent out the top of it, so you don't want to restrict air going out. Yeah, there was a dust filter in there. I forgot to mention that that was just sitting in there. Okay, so it looks like I've got it more or less correct. So let's take that out. Let's get the I/O shield going on. All right. I/O shield. I prefer to use boards that have built-in I/O shields, but here's the problem. When I set out to do this white build in the first place, I was looking at white motherboards, obviously, but what I found was that a lot of the white motherboards are very expensive. Just ridiculously expensive, quite frankly. This one was relatively cheap, and that's part of the reason why this build is the way it is. It's an Intel build because the motherboard is not expensive. I think it's, I don't remember the last price I looked at. 130 bucks, I think. It's probably less than that, but that number seems to stick in my head for some reason. I don't know why. The next motherboard I could find in white was, I think, 300 plus. And no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. That's just, no, not going to happen. I wanted to do the aesthetics of white, but I didn't want to break the bank trying to do it. It's bad enough that if you are going to do something in white, it's going to cost you probably anywhere from a 15 to 20% premium to buy your parts in white. So I have a problem with that. All right, so now I'm going to hopefully tuck those sort of out of my way. I'm going to get this board in here. I'm going to pull this CPU power up a little bit. All right, now, last time I attempted this, didn't go well. All right, there we go. Now I got to double check and make sure that I don't wind up putting any of the IO shield stuff. Yeah, see, this is going to be a little bit of a problem. I'm going to have to pinch that up just a little bit so that it doesn't hook into the inside of the HDMI plug. Let me see. Yep, it's still doing it. Boy, it's determined to get itself wedged in there. Actually, no, that's the DisplayPort plug. Okay, so that's, let's see, up there. Let's see, does everything look right? Yes. Everything looks like it's correct. Okay, so that looks right. All right. All right, so let me see what we got here. Got one here, one here, one here, one here, one up here, and one up here. Okay, so I think that's 5 altogether. I think that's 5. All right, so I'm going to start over here. Sorry that you guys can't really see this too well. Let's see if I can get. Okay. All right, so I got one up there in that corner. I'm going to go for this corner over here. Yep. There we go. Okay. All right, now I've got them only down to where they're just touching the motherboard because I want to make sure that I have plenty of room if I need to move anything. This one here. And one here. Now I'm short one. I need to pull another one out of the bag. Come on, yeah. And if you're a first-time builder, I recommend that you do not use an electric screwdriver on your first build. You're bound to strip something. Use a hand tool. iFixit. I like this thing now that I have it. But yeah, you want to use you want to use a hand tool, an actual manual screwdriver, because you run the risk of stripping stuff up, and you don't want to do that. All right, so everybody look right? Yes, everybody looks right. Okay. All right. So I'm going to tighten everything up. Okay. That one's down. That one's down. This should be down already. Yeah, just going over them one more time to make sure that everybody's tightened up. You don't want to gorilla it. Hand tight is more than sufficient. Don't get crazy. Okay, so I'm going to plug the CPU power in over there. Plug the 24 pin in. Gonna have to rotate that at some point, I think. Okay, let's try that. Yeah, that looks good. All right, 24 pin is in. That's our HD audio. That goes over here in the corner. And it's keyed, so you can't put it in wrong. Remember what I said earlier in the video. Everything in a computer build is keyed. So that if you're having a hard time getting it to go in, you need to double check what you're doing. Okay. That is our USB 2, which has only one connector. Again, Montech, you really need to fix that. All right, and our USB 3, did I come close? I came close. I could come up through here. I chose to come up through here. Does it really matter? Probably not. It will matter as far as the power for the graphics card, because that's going to come up through here. So, all right, so let me put this in. Sneak that down a little bit. Here's another thing that bothers me in general about motherboard manufacturers. Now, let's see if I can show you this here. That's the USB 3 connector right there. Okay? And you've got to plug this thing in vertically like this, and then kind of like arc the cable. Which, you know what? If most of these manufacturers would put a right angle here, so that the cable would come just like that, that would be wonderful. But that's not the way they do it for whatever reason. Some motherboards do. You will find them. But most of them are just like this. And it, again, it annoys me. So. All right, so that's there, that's there, that's there. All those are plugged in. I don't have the front panel plugged in yet. So let me find the front panel and all this mess of cables back here. Okay, it looks like that's it right there. All right, and front panel can come up, well, it can come up through the same place right up in here. Okay, all right. Oops. That's the power switch. Okay. All right, everybody up here. Everybody in. Everybody in the pool. Okay. All right. So HD LED. I think. Double check this here. All right, so I think it's should be here is the hard drive. Next to it should be the power LED. And again, I'm sorry that you guys can't see this, but come on, yeah. Power LED should be these guys here. Power switch should be here. And there is no reset switch. The reset switch, I think they used it to do the manual control of the RGB. So there is no reset switch. Again, that's probably another ding on this case. But there's a lot of cases that do that. So, okay. Now, at this point, I'm not going to put the graphics card in yet. I'm not going to do that. What I want to do right now is I've got the platform in the case now. I want to make sure that nothing is shorting. Nothing's going to cause problems. So we're going to go again. We're going to power the thing up. And we're going to make sure that it works. Again, for those of you who are first-time builders, this is the way I suggest you do it. You don't have to listen to me if you don't want to. That's fine. But I think you'll find that if you do it this way, if you run into a problem at this stage, then you need to go look and see what's going on underneath the platform. So that's my thing. Again, you're welcome to do it any way that you like. Okay, so keyboard and mouse is plugged in. Power cable is plugged in. Power switch is on. If I wired the button correctly, I'll hit the power button over here. Okay. All right, the fans aren't running because there's no power to them yet. But that's not what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for at this point is that. I want to make sure that it comes back up. Okay, so there we go. It comes back up. So at this point right now, we've not made any mistakes. So there you go. It's working. Now if I hit the power switch again, it should shut off, which it does. Okay, good. Once it's finished, I'm going to turn the power back off. I'm going to unplug the HDMI and the power cable at the same time. And what I want to do at this point right now is I want to provide some power to the fans. I want to get them spinning, and I want to get them lit up. So to light them up, the hub requires SATA power. So there's our SATA power, and this little lead right here is the ARGB lead, which will go to the motherboard. That will go to the motherboard. That'll go to any SATA power thing here. So if I just pull one up, of course, the first one I grab isn't one of them. Of course, what a surprise. Okay, there we go. Okay, so SATA cable. Okay, plug that in. That should provide lighting for the fans. Now, to get the fans actually working, as far as spinning, I need to find somewhere on this motherboard to plug in that. So the question becomes, where is a convenient place that I don't have to struggle with to get that power to the fans? So it looks like I can probably, if I can find a plug over here, I'm going to push this up through here and see if there's anything that I can plug into. Yes, I know I'm doing this kind of ass backwards. Why don't, whoops. Why aren't we doing the graphics card? We're not doing the graphics card yet. We'll get there. We'll get there. Patience. Patience, my young Padawan. Okay. And let's see. Here's the cable. Do I have a fan header here somewhere? What do I got? No, that's speakers. That's something else. Okay, so no, that's not gonna work for me. So, okay, there's one over here. Let's see if I have enough cabling to do this. So, pull this back out of here. Let me go again through, yes, through this one, I think. Or no, okay, all the way over here. Do I have enough? Do I have, no, I bet I don't. I bet there's not enough here to reach it to that header. I bet that's what's going to be a problem. Oh, nope, hold on. If I do it, I'll just make it. Just makes it. Wow, that was close. That was close. I thought there was going to be a problem. Okay. All right, so I'm not going to plug the HDMI cable back in, but I am going to plug the power back in. Turn the fan on. I'm going to hit the power button. There we go. All right, fans are spinning. Lights are lighting. For all of you RGB fans, I hope you're happy. Okay, so there you go. You're all squared away. And you can change the fans with the switch at the top here, which I believe is this guy right over here. You can turn it all white. You can turn it all blue. All kinds of things. So, there you go. So, all you RGB nuts, that makes you happy, good for you. Okay. Come on. It should power down. There it goes. All right, good. All right, power supply back off again. Unplug again. All right, now, in order to get the graphics card in, I've got to take this thumb screw. I don't know if I have to take it out, but I have to at least loosen it, and there's this little, now I'm going to take this out here. There's this little plate here that sits down over the stuff you're going to wind up putting in. So I'm just going to raise it up so that hopefully it's out of my way. All right, now, graphics card. Graphics card. Okay. So here is our Intel A50, ARC A50. All right, we're going to open this up. Once again, with the knife. That's not a knife. Okay, again, I got to get this lifted up out of here. There we go. And forward a little bit. Move that back. All right, that's our graphics card right there. It's an A750. It is looks like a 2-slot, maybe 2.5 slot card. Still got the tape on it. This is all new stuff. It's been sitting here for a little while. There you are. There's your graphics card. So when I said that this was all white, mostly, I wasn't kidding. So there you go. So I'm going to test fit this real quick as far as to where I have to take out. Okay, so it is these first two. Okay. All right, so I got to take out these guys. And these are, unfortunately, these are the ones that you have to bend back and forth to get them to come out. Again, I'm not happy about that, but it is what it is. I got, oh, great. Guess what? I'm gonna have to loosen this board out because those suckers are, at least this one is definitely hitting the board. The other one looks like it might have just missed it. So they're gonna have to loosen the board up. That's unfortunate. Okay. What was it somebody said earlier? Live and unscripted. Okay. I mean, I could try and bend the board down enough to get it to go, but I don't really want to do that. That's not a good idea. All right, so we're just going to move this back just a bit. Just enough that I can wiggle this. There it goes. Okay. And we'll put this right back in. So. All right. Okay. Let's see, what do we got here? Stream's been going for almost 2 hours. All right, again, I don't know when this microphone is going to stop. So you guys are going to have to let me know if I suddenly lose audio. I should be able to make it, at least to finish this up. Whether or not we'll get to any kind of serious benchmarking, well, we're not going to, because the gaming benchmarks, they take hours to do. And I'm not doing that on stream, that's for damn sure. Because that requires me getting the games loaded in and doing all the other crap, which I'm just not. I don't know anybody who wants to do that stuff on a live stream. Most of that stuff is recorded anyway, and I'll record it. Okay. All right. Make sure everybody's tightened back down again. That one's loosey-goosey. Okay. All right, everybody's back down. Okay, so there's that. All right, I'm going to move this up a little bit here because I want to get at the PCIe power, which is one of these guys. Yep, that's that guy right there. Okay, good. That makes life easy. All right, again, I've got to undo this Velcro here so that I can kind of squeeze past this guy. That's a lot easier than the 24 pin. Okay. All right, so there's that. Okay. All right, again, cable management comes later. All right, so there we go. Okay, so here's our PCIe power. Now, the ARC does have 2 plugs, and fortunately, we have 2 plugs. So, all right. Let's see here. Is there peel on this? Some of them have peel, some of them don't. I'm just kind of feeling around to see if there's any peel here. I don't feel any. No, I don't feel any peel here at all. Interesting. Okay. All right, so we're going to get this guy in here. Get that out of the way. There we go. And there we go. Clicked in, nice and easy. Grab a couple of screws from the screw bag. Come on, you guys are here somewhere. There we go. There's one. Okay, there's 2. 2 should be all I need. Actually, I'm going to take, no, once this is in here, I don't think you can you get this out of here? Let me see if I can get this out of here before I start. Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, there's plenty of room. Okay, so I need it out of my way. It's damned inconvenient to have it there. I need it out of my way. All right, so there's one. And there's two. Oh, and also, for those of you with your first build, use magnetic screwdrivers. It's not going to hurt anything. And you have less of a possibility of losing your screw inside the case. All right, so let's see here. Do I have enough? Yeah, this is just going to make it, I think. Let me see if there's a little slack that I'm missing here. Where are we here? That's the 24 pin. Oh, that's okay. That explains it. It was snagged. I was sitting there going, that's not right. That seems awful short. Yeah, it was snagged on something on the back. There we go. We're good. Okay, so let's see. What's the best way to address this, I guess, is the question. That way or this way? I think this way, probably. Okay, so let's get first one in here. Now, again, if you encounter a problem getting a plug to go in, you need to double check what you're doing. Because in some cases, the CPU power and the PCIe connectors, they look very similar. And you have to be careful that you don't swap them. Again, they shouldn't fit in each other's place, but nothing is impossible to a sufficiently talented, let's see, what's the word I'm looking for? Idiot? I don't know. Maybe that's what I'm looking for. I don't know. Okay, so, all right. Again, cable management comes later. So you want to come at me about cable management, my response is going to be my middle finger. Okay. So that's there, that's there, that's there. All right. All of the plugs are in here. We're going to be pulling, let's see, it's one display port, two display port, and I think looks like two HDMI. No, it's three display ports and one HDMI. So make sure your monitor's up to snuff, kids. Because if it ain't, that's going to be a problem. All right, so let's take out the HDMI plug. Plug this guy in. Take our power. Plug that back in. Now, there may be a delay when it comes up because it now sees, oh, there's a graphics card. So, okay. All right, so that's there, that's there. All right, everybody's cool. Looks like everybody's set. Power on. Okay, power on. Okay. Ooh, I didn't realize it had that on there. Isn't that special? Oh, there is a peel. There's one right here. I missed it. There we go. I figured it had to have a peel of some sort. All right, so let me switch over. This is probably already up. Let me bring this back up. Yep, there it is. It's up. So we've got that. Now, I'm going to plug in the network cable just for the hell of it. And then I'm going to go check through Windows Update if it actually is either A, loading a driver already, or B, when we go to check for updates, it'll load it. All right, so let's go here. Settings, Windows Update. Let me take this and shrink this a little bit more. There we go. All right, let's see what it does. Oh, and while we're here, I'm going to go look at Device Manager and see what it says for display adapter. Basic display. That's not a surprise. Okay. But it does see it. It recognizes everything is there. Okay, these are all just regular. Oh, there's an Intel one here, display. So it may do it. Okay, so at this point, let me sit down in my chair because I've been standing the whole time. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to raise this up a little bit. I'm going to take this out. Hang on a second, guys. I'm going to take this out for now. I don't think we need it. There we go. Alrighty. And I'm going to put myself up here. And okay, what's it doing here? Okay, that one's going. There we go. That's why I couldn't get it to work. Pilot errors, ladies and gentlemen. Pilot errors. Okay. So get back over here. Make myself over here. And let's change scenes. There we go. Okay. All right, so let me get this out of my view. There we go. So there you go, guys. Let me get this little bugger back in here where it belongs. Okay, there we go. Where's that thumb screw? There's that thumb screw. All right. So there we are. Everybody's done. All right. I'm going to look through chat here if you guys have any questions while we're waiting for the Windows updates to do their thing. I will be more than happy to entertain. Let me see. I'm scrolling back. So let's see. Jesus, it's been 2 hours. All right. Ken, I'm sorry, I caught this a little late. Ken said he's got to run driving Miss Daisy time. Yeah, I know what that's all about. More time. He joined a while ago. I'm sorry I didn't catch it. I've been busy. I need to get a drink. My throat is just drying up. Why is my phone going off? So you guys tell me, what do you think? It's a white build, mostly. I think it has just the right bit of black in it, mostly because of the power supply. I think it has enough of the black in it to make it look right. But you tell me what you think. All right. All All right, that's the That's the Intel driver probably kicking in. Oh yeah, that's definitely the Intel driver kicking in. Oh my God, what the heck did it do? Display settings. Come on, guys, where are you? Jesus, what did it do? Oh, Intel, what the hell, man? All right, I'm going to close that. What did you do? What in the ever-loving world did you do? That's funny. All right, Intel, what did you do? It loaded the command center, which I'm assuming is the Intel driver stuff. Yeah, accept. All right, I'm in the way here. Hang on a minute. Dear God, what the hell did you guys do? There we go. Commands. I have no idea. This is, again, I've not done this before. There's a, okay. Okay. All right, so yeah, okay, so the Intel driver basically loaded. What's under global settings? Again, I've not played with this, so this is going to take some time for me to go through. Let's see. Aspect ratio is correct. Boy, they just made that freaking huge. Good Lord. What the hell did you do, Intel? Okay, yeah, it's just the one display. That's fine. Yeah, my guess is I'm going to have to probably reboot this to get this to cooperate. But let's go under Device Manager and see. It should now identify it. Yep, there it is. Intel Arc A750. So that's correct. That's correct. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to reboot the system, even though I'm pretty sure the Windows updates aren't finished yet. Oh, there we go. Let me get myself out of here so I can see. There it goes. Boom. There we go. Now we're okay. We're better. We're better. We're better. So that was interesting. Now you want to talk about live and unscripted, boys and girls. Okay, so yeah, display driver, yeah, reach, because it was in the middle of installing it when it was trying to install it. Anyway, my God, what a pain. All right. Once these are done, it's already after 6. I've been on for 2 hours. I don't really want to run much over this at this point. What I'll probably wind up doing is I will make a pre-recorded video about all the testing, game testing, etc. I think I'll do all of that a little bit later. We're already at 2 hours, and I don't want to keep everybody around here, and I don't want to be doing it myself for another hour, 2 hours, just to go through that nonsense. So anyway, I don't know. Let's see. Let me see if I can get. I wonder if this light will help. Hang on. Turn that light on. There we go. All right. So there it is. There's the white build. I've been promising you guys for a while. So I don't know. You tell me. Was it worth the wait? Was it disappointing? Tell me what you think. All right, I'm scrolling back through. I went to the end of the chat and I'm scrolling back. So just bear with me. Don't see too many people, as Doug likes to say, not too many people hitting me in orange. Yeah, Zvi made a comment a while ago that third position you can take the hard drive cage out. Yeah, I can. But I don't like to do that unless I absolutely have to. But for example, if I was putting a larger power supply in here, I could see where, yeah, I'd probably have to take it out, but I'm not. The Thermaltake is fine. Okay. Mick Woods said he liked watching work. Okay, I appreciate that, Mick. Thank you very much. Hopefully you're subscribed to the channel. Hopefully. I'm catching up, guys. Just give me a second. Okay, there's Morton again talking. Planet Cryos. Planet Cryos showed up. He couldn't stay, but I appreciate the fact that he showed up. I do definitely appreciate that. So when he gets around to hopefully watching the rest of this, hello, Planet Cryos. I appreciate the fact that you stopped by. Okay, let's see. Yeah, the slot covers are the bend out type. Eek. That's another ding. So we've had what, 3 dings basically? We've had the fact that it's only 3 USB ports where it should be 4. I'm sorry, but it should be. What was the other ding? Now I forget. But yeah, the punch out for the slots on the back, that's annoying. Okay. And Long Dog asked if I was going to be using. I will be running tests on it to see how it performs. As somebody mentioned back earlier in the stream, it should give me the performance of approximately a 3060, 12 gig, roughly. It should. And I know what a 3060 does because I've had one. I don't use that in my gaming rig anymore. I have a 7800 XT now in the gaming rig. The 3060 went into the streaming machine because the 1080, the GTX 1080 that was in it was dying. So upgraded the gaming machine, transferred the other one to the streaming machine. Okay. Morton says he likes it. I appreciate that. John Williams, thank you. Have your drink ready for the cable management. No. In fact, probably wouldn't be a good idea to drink while I'm doing the cable management. No, that's probably not a good idea. Let me see if this... Hang on a second here. Hang on. Yeah, okay, now the chair's up all the way. Okay. All right, let's see here. Alrighty. Andy Kane, hello. Nice build, I appreciate that. Okay. Yep, that probably just, it went to sleep on me. Yep, it went to sleep. Okay. So, all right, here's what's going to happen, guys. I'm going to probably end the stream at this point. I've got cable management to do. I've got gaming tests to do, and the gaming tests will take hours. They just will. And I will make a video of it. It'll be a pre-recorded video to just give you an idea of what you can expect. Let's see here. Okay, all right. Let me see. All right, I think that's going to be it. Okay. All right, guys, so let me get myself back on the screen here. Hang on. All right, so again, that's pretty much going to be it. I appreciate everybody stopping by. Let's see, what was this here? You're still going. I drive Miss Daisy and get back, and you're still on. Yeah, I'm taking lessons from somebody else, so that's a bad sign right there. Okay. All right, guys. Again, appreciate everybody stopping by. I don't know exactly when the video will be, as far as the gaming performance of this thing is going to be. Partially because I'm going to be a poll worker for early voting in the Delaware State primary, and I will not have any free time until probably, well, sometime after the 10th of September. So if you want to find out about the performance of this, unfortunately, you're going to have to wait till September. I'm just not going to have any time to deal with it. So with that being said, I will see some of you guys on Ken Stout Live probably tonight. Also, like, subscribe, give thumbs up if you would be so kind. If you are interested in this system, there is my email address. If you're interested in this system, you're looking at a parts, the price of the parts vary between about $750 and $775 depending on who's doing what. But that's the parts. And I'd at least like to recuperate, if nothing else, I'd like to recuperate the parts. Because that means I can put that back into the channel and maybe do another build and do this or do that. So, you know, it's the way it is. I mean, as much as I hate to say it, that's the way YouTube works. If I can't afford to do it, I can't do it. But I'd like to at least do something with that. So, in any case, that's going to be it. I appreciate you guys stopping by. And I'll hopefully see you. Like I said, I'll see some of you on Ken Stout Live tonight. The rest of you won't see me again probably till September. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Have a good afternoon, evening, depending on where you're at. And yeah, it's an interesting build, I think you'll agree. Ta-ta. Catch you guys later.